Hello, everybody. Sorry for that little delay getting my picture on here. Well, I hope that everybody's had a nice Thanksgiving weekend. I have had one, a really good one. I delayed this broadcast. I normally broadcast at 4 o'clock, but I delayed it an hour because the Bills were playing in Philadelphia in the afternoon game, and it's still going on. It's in overtime. I got it on over here, but I wasn't going to delay this or cancel this video for the game. And today, is the last Sunday in November, which brings us to the monthly wrap up of the question and answer period. So if you have any questions that you want to answer me, just fire away. And hi, David. Yeah, I do have the chat going with the Bills game in OT, and I can see the game. I got it on the TV over here. So, but I didn't want to. I already delayed it over an hour. I didn't want to do it anymore. So this is a question and answer period. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put it there. It doesn't have to relate to any topic except can't relate to politics or religion. That's all. My question for today is, did you pick up any games during the Black Friday sales? If yes, what were they? I picked up a few PDFs and bank shot basketball and payoff for bank shot basketball and payoff pitch. But other than that, I didn't hit too many of the sales this year. Uh, Today, I'm going to be covering the November activities of the channel, the December plans. I'm going to cover things of what else I've been doing in November to keep myself busy, and what are what are things going on here. So, as of right now, we have 755 subscribers, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to go down there and hit that like button and put some stuff in the comments into the remarks section, because the remarks help the channel grow. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go down there and do so. It doesn't cost you nothing. It really helps the channel, and I appreciate all your efforts. So as of I only had 15 videos published, counting this one in the month of November, and so I was a little bit slower because I had to prep for, and then I had to prep after the marathon that I hosted, and then of course the holidays here, things are a little bit slow, but we did get some things out. I did get 5 short live broadcasts out at the beginning of during the marathon when we were doing the wheel spins and giving things away. Everybody seemed to have a good time doing that. That was the first year we did that. And then PC games, I got a 1 or 2 American Truck Simulator ones out. I did get a Tower 3D Simulator 3 out, and didn't do so well on that one. I got to get back to doing that again, because I'm an ex-air traffic controller, and I love it. I still miss that occupation. So I didn't do very well, did I? If you watched it. Sports board games that I played and that I did videos on. I did an Apple football. I presently have the 1964 Bills replay going. I just finished week 7. The Bills are 5-2, which is pretty good because they started off 1-2 in my replay anyway. They were much better than that in 64. Hockey Bones, I got a couple, 1 or 2 games in. It's the 1992-1993 playoffs. Bang Shot Basketball, which I just picked up and I'm playing now, getting myself used to the flow of it and the different cards and so forth. And I'm really liking it. And I did pick up the 2022 to 2023 season, so I started like a replay of that season, and I have published a couple of them. And I just this last week I did a Inside the Crease Hockey, and that one is the 2006-2007 playoffs, the project. So I got a lot of different. I have so many projects going on, I'll never be able to finish them all. But at least it keeps my variety up for me and for you. So what else would I get? War games. I didn't have any war games in November. That's kind of rare for me, not to have war games. I didn't do any album ones like Spinning Today. Oh yes, I did. No, I didn't. It wasn't Spinning Today, but I did an album yesterday on my record store day pickups. So go ahead and check it out. In the board games, I did an unboxing of a game called Distilled, where you're called the get this old brewery up and running again, and whoever gets the best brewery. And it looks like it's a lot of fun. Worker placement, a lot of set collection and stuff going on in there. So that was a pretty, for the channel anyway, that was a pretty slow month compared to the end or the last few months. And if you have any things, I didn't have any new requests. If you have any things that you would like me to do or take a look at, let me know. Put it in the remarks, and I will look it up. And the Eagles just beat the Bills. I'll talk about the Bills later on when I talk about my favorite pro sports teams. And so anyway, that's a bummer. That was a good game. Anyway, like I said, if you have something you want me to look up, even if it costs me some money that's not going to bankrupt me, I will probably put some money into it, purchase a game, and learn it and play it for you. I have done that in the past. All right. My personal actions in the month of November, I did host that 24-hour marathon at my house. And throughout the marathon, 13 players attended. Okay, and they played 23 different games were played. Myself, the oldest guy, and my friend AJ were the only two that made it all night without falling asleep somewhere on the floors or on the couches, or on the cots, whatever. They were all over. But I don't know how I did it, because I had predicted I wouldn't be able to do it. But I did. I had a lot of fun, and AJ ended up winning the trophy for the Gamer of the Year, which is the person that logs the most play time during the 24 hours at my house. They had to be at my house. And I got the annual Frank Meek Award, which for the person that brings in the most donations each year. So we earned our money. Okay. Game night. We did have a game night. We had a 4-player game night this month, and it was the first time I played it. It was the Raiders of the North Sea. It was a fun game. It wasn't hard to pick up. Played a little bit longer than what we thought I was going to play. My grandson Nick won, and I managed to get into second place. And that ended a streak of about four game nights where AJ had played. All right, let me see what we got saying here. Light Back Friday, in terms of purchases, picked up a couple bank shot basketball seasons, SSG basketball seasons, and payoff pitch softball seasons. Really, I didn't know they had a softball season. That's okay. SSG basketball, I've looked at several times, but I just not have picked it up. I am enjoying bank shot basketball, and people are giving me some inputs on how they played and some of the things that I don't care for, but overall I like the game, and I really like the putting the 10 players for each team on the board without having to worry about counting every minute and so forth for rest issues. So anyway, that was the game night. And then I had it all set up and ready to go. I had a game that was produced by John Butterfield and published by Decision Games called D-Day at Tarawa. I've had this for about 5 years, and I set it up with the intentions of playing the whole game on November 20th, which would have been the 80th anniversary of the horrific battle of Tarawa. If you haven't checked on it, look it up. A lot of people remember or have heard about the Guadalcanal. Well, Guadalcanal battle was like 6 months long. The Marines and Navy, they lost about 1,700 people. In Tarawa, the Marines lost 1,695 Marines in 72 hours. Crazy battle. Well, anyway, I got through 4 turns of it, and I was doing okay, but I was really not happy playing the game. Why? And I prepped for it. I did watch videos for it. I looked at all the player aids. I read the rules. I prepped them. I just could not remember things, and I had to look up way too many things. And that was just distracting me from having the fun. Oh, what is this all about? And having to look it up. So after 4 turns, I put it away. I'll bring it out again some other time when I think I got and give it a break. But anyway, that disappointed me that I gave up on it. Then we all know the second record store day of the year was on Black Friday. And I went out to my local record store and got up there at about 10 minutes to 9, and there was still a line outside. And it was a little chilly. I said, no, I don't want to fight this line. So I left, went home, never went back till yesterday, which was a small business day, and they're a small business. So I went out there. They still had a lot of record store day stuff available, and I made some purchases to add to my collection and to support them. You can see the check the video out if you want to see what I picked up. I think it's called Record Store Day. What I picked up on Record Store Day. Okay, and then orders. What else I did? I didn't throughout the month. I got a hold of or made an order with Ink Gaming to get myself a 24 by I think no 14 by 24 playmat for second season football. I saw a real nice one. The guy sent me a photo, and so I got that on order. And I also ordered from GMT Games. They had a big sale this year when I got 50% off. So I ordered Vietnam 1965 to 1975. I only have one other Vietnam era game, so I wanted to add this one to the collection. And still waiting for it to come in. And then I finally got, no, wait a minute. And yeah, that's what I ordered. Stuff that I did pick up, I picked up Barcelona, which kind of hard for me to explain at this time. I think it's a big worker placement with a lot of things going on in that. I've read a lot of good things about it, and I saw it at a good price. I was down at the Board Game Paradise in Redlands last Monday, I think it was, and I stopped in there and it was there, and so I picked it up, added to my collection. And I also, a game that I ordered a couple months ago, finally published, and it's called Search for Lost Species. It's the follow-up to the Search for Planet X, which I have not played yet, but I've watched some videos on it, and it's a real interesting game. It's a puzzle game and social or deduction game. Yeah, check it out on a video. I think if you like this deduction type games, you might like that one. It's called Search for Planet X. All right, so that's all of the new stuff that I got. What's on the table and working right now? Well, like I said, bank shot basketball. I'm into my fourth game. It's going on right now. It's at halftime, and the Chicago Bulls are beating the Celtics by about 10. And I'm trying all this new stuff, and I'm getting going along a lot smoother, a little bit faster, and so gonna get it down. I have Inside the Crease out there, and this game is going to be, I believe it's going to be Pittsburgh and Ottawa. Let me take a look at something real quick, and I'll tell you. Yeah, it's the Ottawa-Pittsburgh game number 3, I believe, of their playoffs in 92 or 2006, 2007. And so that one's going to be going on. You'll see the third period of that when I get that far. And I've given Apple football a little bit of a break, and I have second season football up there, and it's the 2021 Bills. I think it's game 3 that is about ready to go there. I'm not going to wait for the mat to come in because it could be forever, and it does take up table space. All right, December plans. Nobody got no questions out there, huh? Quiet group today. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. All right, my December plans for me and the channel are war games. I'm looking to get one back on the table. I don't know which one it'll be. Something that hopefully I can video a demo with as I play it. And then unboxings will continue of some of the things that I got on order come in. And they won't be never mind. I won't say it. Okay, and then I'm going to be still doing some PC games, American Truck Simulator. And then, in American Truck Simulator, my goal now is to get new trucks more trucks in each garage that I own. But I'm working my way up towards Kansas because on November 30th, the Kansas DLC is going to come in, and that'll require me to get up there, start running, try to get the extra bonus by running 10 or 11 runs in Kansas. But so that'll take up some time. And then I'm still going to be doing Tower Simulator 3, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of Starfield again. I haven't done Starfield in a while now, and I'm not that real good at it, but I have fun at it. Maybe you guys can have a laugh at me when I'm running around trying to figure stuff out. What else we got here? Okay. I'm going to be doing more vinyl spinning today videos. I got some nice stuff in the collection to show off. our odd stuff, I would say. And let's just have a look at more sports games replays. I'm even gonna, like I promised, I'm gonna sneak baseball in once in a while, even during the baseball's off season. In fact, I just set the lineups for season ticket for the New York Giants, 1955 New York Giants and the 1955 Milwaukee Braves playing in now. That's a 1955 tournament that I set up a couple times ago, and so this their time is their first game in the best of three. This is the second round in the NL, and Superstar Baseball still playing that. I haven't put out an update video on that in a long time. Really, I keep saying I'm going to put it out, and then I don't put it out. So hopefully I'm going to be able to put one out soon. And we're getting down there to about the last 6-7 games of the season. Both of my AL teams are in first place in their divisions, hanging on to first place. By Pittsburgh and the NL's in second place, holding on to my Atlanta team is fighting for its playoff lives again for the third season. The first two times they did well. The first time they fought right to the end, got in, and they ended up winning the World Series. Second time last year, they got in and right at the end, but then they got eliminated. So we'll see what happens this time. And then multiplayer demos. That's the board games, like I just played Raiders of the North Sea and games like that. I'll try to get demos or playthroughs out on those also. December, of course, I'm going to lose some time with the big holiday season coming, but I'll try to keep in touch with you as much as I can. If anybody's out there and they're not sure about this, if you go down here when you go out and hit the like button and put some comments in the remarks, if you hit the bell, you'll get a notification every time I publish a video. So then you don't have to be checking all the time. Just watch for your notifications. Again, don't hesitate to ask me if you want to. If you want me to do something. See, I'm still thinking about that football game over there. Okay, but the football game's over. I should stop thinking about it. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, my favorite sports teams. I always talk about them every month. The first one's the Detroit Tigers. Things are still a little quiet. However, the rumors are out that they're going to be looking for a third baseman in free agency. They haven't had a solid third baseman for so many years now, and so that'd be kind of nice if they could fill that hole this year. Because last year they even had one of their outfielders playing third base on occasion just because they had to. So that's not very good. So I hope they do get somebody at third base. Pitching staff, they're looking at some guys too, and if we get the young kids all back from being injured, that'd be a real helpful. Casey Mize was out all last year with that Tommy John surgery, and then Matt Manning got hurt for part of the season. Scooble was hurt for part of the season. And then the free agent we brought in who did very well for us, Eduardo Rodriguez, did well, but he got injured for a while too. So I don't know. Oh, the Buffalo Bills. What a season. What a disappointment today was. Josh Allen has never won an overtime game. That is crazy to think that. And they were predicted to be so good at the beginning of the season, and now they're pretty much, unless the whole AFC starts falling apart around them and everything, I would guess that they have little chance of making it because their schedule is still so hard. They got so many good teams to play yet that they could make it. I've seen worse things. If they punch out, they'll be they would be 11-6, I think, if they punched out. They might just make it, but I only have to keep my fingers crossed. This game today was, missed 2 field goals, 9 or 10 penalties in the first period. Hi, Ascar, how you doing out there? Glad to see you on board. Oh, David says it might be time to move on from Sean McDermott at the end of the season. And I was thinking the same thing during the game when I was sitting watching the game. And he made a big turnaround, got this team back going again, but and then we made it to the championship game and we lost, and then we got out, and then we got out, and it's like we're going in a reverse now. So I'm sure that you and I aren't the only ones thinking about that. And I'm sure somebody in Buffalo and the Buffalo's management is probably thinking the same way also. But I got to give him thanks for everything he's done so far with the team. Okay, so we'll wait and see. I've been a Bills fan since 1960 when they became in existence. So nothing surprises me. Didn't surprise me that they lost today either. A little disappointed, but not surprised. Okay. And especially when they got out to a 10-point lead at halftime. And, Philly's got this winning attitude. Kansas City had a 10-point lead on them last week at halftime, and they came back and beat Kansas City. So crazy. Let me see what else I got going here. Oh, yeah, I didn't talk. Boston Celtics. Still number one in the East, but they lost on Friday in this in-season playoff tournament that's going on, which, because of the way the records are, it means they're going to be eliminated from further competition in the in-season tournament. At first I thought, when I first heard about this in-season tournament, I wasn't for it. But then when I started thinking about it, I started watching it. I really liked it because it provides a lot of excitement into the game in November and December when things are just like, okay, let's go out there and play. We got 45 more games, 50 more games to play. These guys are excited. The players are excited about it. The fans are excited about it. It's pretty cool. The only thing I don't like about it is the basketball courts. If you haven't seen one, check out the basketball courts. Up till now, and I don't know if this is going to be true in the future, the in-season tournament games are played on Tuesday and Friday. They've been scheduled on Tuesday and Friday. Whatever the home team is their court. Like I watched the game the other day when it was the Lakers, and it was a yellow court with purple at the foul line. With purple in there, and then I watched the 76ers, and everything was all red with blue at the foul lines. So it's pretty wild. I just don't care for that, But I like the thought of the tournament. Provides a lot for the league and the fans, I think. Okay, then they're still number one in the East, though. But I'm holding on to this thought that I really think the biggest weakness is, their bench. For the guys they brought in, Porzingis, and they brought in Drew Holiday. These guys are star players, but they gave away their bench for it. But just about, they gave away Grant Williams. Grant always could come in. A lot of times Grant could come in and save games. They gave away Robert Williams, he's a young, big center that is going to prove to have a great career. They gave away Malcolm Brogdon, who was the year before was the number 6 man in the NBA. And they gave away Marcus Smart, who is always in the running for Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA. That's a lot to give up in 1 year. But they're in first place. They're doing well so far. So we'll see about them. And then my last favorite team, last just because they're last on my list, I guess, out here, and that's the Buffalo Sabres. Before I talk about the Sabres, let me tell you about the surprise I got. At the beginning of the season, just before the first game started, I ordered a new jersey, and I ordered 77 J.J. Peterka. He's only in his second year. I liked him ever since he was before he even got up to the team. And now he's doing well. Well, this was like about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And I go out to the mailbox, and there's a bag in there, a soft bag, and it's from the NHL. And I went, my goodness, am I getting that old that I ordered something and I don't remember what it was? So I got it in, and I opened it up. And I don't know if you've seen the Sabres. They every once in a while now at home, about 18 or 19 times, they wear the old black and red jerseys with the big, what they call the goat head. It's really a bison on there. They call the goat head. It was number 53, black and red jersey, my size. That's the Jeff Skinner version. I had no idea who did this, but I had a thought that I didn't know who did it, but I had an idea who did it. So I sent a text off, and my son replied back, and he says, yeah, we were having it based on a conversation that him and I had. He decided that he was going to go ahead and get me an early birthday and Christmas present because my birthday's in December too. So that's pretty cool. And both Skinner and JJ Peterka right now have the most goals on the Sabre team so far there. Now back to the Sabres. Way below my expectations, and that's probably my fault. Okay, but it's the way they finished last year. They finished so good. They made such a big run, and they were the third highest scoring team in all of the NHL. Okay, and so my expectations were high. I predicted that they would make the playoffs this year, probably a wild card if they make it. Well, anyway, they're not doing too well right now. They're 9, 10, and 2. Which gives them 20 points. And they're not looking very good. They got beat handily yesterday, 7-2 by New Jersey, who's just come off of a bad streak. I hate when Lindy Ruff teams beat Buffalo. Lindy's one of our ex-coaches. 7-2, and people say, oh, yeah, well, Zingas Gergeson was out. He was injured. And who that was? And Jordan Greenway was out. Well, and we had to bring up 2 kids from Rochester. I can tell you, if Gergeson and Greenway were in the lineup, it would not have made a difference of the way that game was played. They were good, and we were bad. So they got to get more consistency. This other thing, and I've heard other professional goalies that are retired that are commentators talk about it. I talked about it at the beginning of the season. I do not like this 3-goalie thing. I can understand why they're doing it because probably nobody's the only one that could be sent down without getting recalled or picked up on waivers is probably Devin Levi, and they don't want to do that with Devin Levi. So if they send UPL down, somebody's going to grab them. If they send Comrie down, somebody's going to grab them on waivers. So, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I never will like it. Most of the commentators that I've heard talk about it, ex-goalies, Lundqvist has talked about it, Boucher's talked about it. Neither one of them liked it. So anyway, that's where I stand on them. They're pretty inconsistent. I talk a long time today. Normally, not talking. Never got a lot of questions. No questions out there. Nobody got any questions out there. I usually finish up with this. What about me? Before I do, just go down there and don't forget to hit the like button whether you're watching this and or not. We got something going here. Don Granato is taking the team as far as he could. Levi needs to be sent down for the rest of the year. Hallelujah, David. I agree with you on that. He needs to go down and learn how to play with these more professional players. The American Hockey League are not slouches. So he needs to learn and come back up to be the number 1 guy. I agree with you. And, I've been thinking about Granato probably for 2 weeks now, and so many things going on. We have so many, too many men on the ice penalties and this and that and that. And, and so, yeah, I think this might be the end for Granato. Maybe the Pagulas are going to clean house at the end of the Sabres and the Bills here. Who knows? As far as the coaches go, who knows? So anyway, anything, let me see if there's David's here. Anything you didn't get that you wanted to do for Black Friday? No, I think, I put a governor on myself. I had to slow myself down. And especially like yesterday, there was a couple things when I was out with the record store day releases that I would have liked, but I got 4 things. I said, oh, that's enough money. You don't need to spend any more. And I, when I look at my board games and my war games, and I got so many that I haven't played, and I'm trying to slow it down just a little bit. Doesn't sound like it from when I told you what I got on order, but I did call during the 24-hour marathon. I called about 7 games out of my collection that were given freely to members that were attended, that if their name came up on a wheel spin. Yeah, Granato was a great choice when talking about the developing people. He's got the history of that. He's worked with the development, U.S. development teams and so forth, and he's got the history of that, and he is good. But yes, there are better coaches when it comes to winning. One of the things that has bugged me for 2 years now is the Sabres don't seem to know how to, once they get a 3-2 lead, how to shut a game down. They just don't. They give away so many games, so many at the end of the year. It's so disappointing. But anyway, actually, I'm a bigger Sabres fan than I am a Bills fan. I've been a Sabres fan since they were in the American Hockey League. They weren't the Buffalo Sabres then; they were the Buffalo Bisons. We used to go down to take the South Park bus for a dime down to the old lot on the South Park in Maine and watch the Bisons play. That was pretty exciting days back then. So I've been a Sabre, and so I've been a Sabre fan since they came into the league, of course. So anyway, yeah, you're right. As far as me, I'm still doing pretty good. I'm still walking every other day over. I go get up in the morning. I take my heart meds. I drive over to the mall and walk. They let mall walkers to go in before the mall opens so that we can walk in there. If when I first started doing that, I was doing it right at opening time, but I had to wear a mask and everything. But now I don't have to when I go in there because there's not that many of you. Well, the truck driving, David, the truck driving is going to continue. I'm going to continue. I just finished a run in the Phoenix. And when the next come up on board, I'm at the Phoenix garage. I do some rest. I'm going to buy another truck, assign it to the Phoenix garage, and I'm going to move on. Bison bottle cap jerseys. Oh yeah, you know what? I completely forgot all about them until just now. That was really cool. That'd be nice to get your hands on, but I'm sure that they would cost a pretty penny there. So I forgot all about those things. I remember. I think it was. Let's see. I was still in high school, so maybe it was 1964 when they won the American Hockey League. Man, was that an exciting run in the Calder Cup Series that year? And I can still remember guys like Art Stratton was our center on the first line, and then there was John McKenzie was one of the wingers that was in that. So I can't remember everybody else, but I remember them, and that was a lot of fun back those days. And I was in the military when they got uh, put into the NHL. So anyway, I've been looking forward to doing stuff for you in December. I'll thank all of you for coming on today. Anybody else got any questions or anything they want to say? I'll give it another minute here or so. Okay, gang. And all you Bills fans out there, what can I say? Well, what we always say, next week. Pretty soon, the way it's going this season, we'll be saying next year. All right. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you very much for coming by. SoCalSabre saying take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and stay safe.